Hey guys, what's up? It's your man Pete. And just wanted to do a little wrap up of real estate news that's happened over the past week. As I'm sure you've heard that the Bank of Canada raised the rate 50 basis points again, taking us to 4.25% as an overnight rate, which is the same overnight rate that we had in 2008 after the epic US housing collapse that pretty much melted down the entire global economic system, causing a true recession. No biggie, right? So that also means the banks in Canada here will in turn raise their mortgage and loan rates very, very shortly. And to me, it feels a bit much considering the market has already taken a thrashing, especially the real estate market, where the central bank is kind of doing what it did early in the summer of this year, where they went overboard. They did more to sort of front load and make sure that they get on top or ahead of this inflation problem, essentially throwing in the kitchen sink as well, or throwing out the baby with the bathwater. Where in the summer they raised it 100 basis points to deal with this sticky and stubborn inflation problem. And like I hinted at in my earlier videos this year, that it's really starting to feel like 2022 was the lost year of real estate, where of course home prices have tanked, not because of actual supply and demand, but monetary policy and tightening of the economic system, where home buyers are paralyzed with fear, and which in turn leads sellers to not want to sell their homes. And so everyone is just ducking for cover, waiting for the storm to pass. And while these are only small problems in real estate terms, I realize that there are people out there that are really struggling, from high costs of food to high costs of energy prices and food insecurity. And so that really leads to real problems like crime that we're seeing probably picking up here in Toronto and the GTA. Please make sure you make a donation to your local food bank or charity or cause that you believe in. I've already done so based on our real estate network to support women and children and families who are affected, who are in vulnerable positions. I hope the money is well used to help and support those people who are really struggling. So I encourage you to do the same. And it's been a rough year overall, and it's been felt more in the real estate market than probably any other market. But just like the pandemic, we're all in this together. We will survive. We will show up next year alive, and we'll come out stronger. So with average home prices hovering at around 1.1 or slightly less than 1.1 million, overall sales activity is almost 50% down compared to November of 2021. But then if we measure it to a normal year like 2019, we're actually down at around 35%. So it is obviously clear that the central banks or the Bank of Canada here is really trying to put the economy into a self-induced coma. It's happened, it's successful. We flatlined. But there does appear to be some hope, some silver lining at the end of the tunnel, where in 2023 we might start seeing things improving again, as inflation seems to be waning just a little bit, and the increased interest rates are easing demand for products and services in the economy, and China finally easing some of their strict COVID lockdowns after some pretty bold demonstrations from their citizens. It really seems like the supply constraints are starting to ease up and starting to get a little bit better for everyday items like simple groceries, lettuce, children's Tylenol. And we're even seeing gas prices sort of getting back to normal pre-pandemic levels, which I hope will help everyone's finances and monthly budgets. But we especially hope it will help our friends over across the pond in Europe, where families are literally having to choose between heating and food for their families. To me, and it just makes me think I'm so incredibly grateful to be living in one of the best countries in the entire world, in Canada, where we simply have to deal with slightly higher prices and we don't have to struggle and deal with those kind of problems that we're seeing in Europe. So I'm incredibly grateful, and I hope you guys are too. And so based on the Bank of Canada's announcement, it feels like they're looking to put a pause on interest rate hikes, hopefully for at least a quarter in 2023. So again, they front loaded, they've gotten heavy on the interest rate to try to get ahead of this inflation, and hopefully it can be a little bit more upbeat, a little bit more optimistic going into 2023, which is obviously good news for the housing market. And so even if they can pause for a few months, somewhere between 1 and 3 months, that's going to make a big difference in the economy. It's going to make a big difference in housing and the real estate market, because typically anticipation of rate hikes really makes people not want to take action at all. They want to wait until everything is done, until the dust has settled, until things have cleared, and then people want to come back out and buy properties again. And with some pundits and experts calling for a recession in 2023, obviously we've already seen some mass layoffs both in the US and in Canada, definitely in the tech sector and in some other industries as well too. But at the same time, it's weird, like we're having trouble filling sort of lower end paying jobs, definitely in hospitality. And so we're really not quite out of the woods yet, so there may be more layoffs happening in 2023, which is typically a sign that a recession is coming. When companies are cutting back, they don't need as much staff because there just isn't that much demand for products and services. And so it's really a strange time, right? Because it's not like you're going to be able to ask these tech workers to join the construction industry and fill in those jobs so that we can build more homes and produce more supply for the market. And that's probably not going to work, right? So if you sat out the home buying in 2022 and you're thinking that if things improve, you're going to be looking to buy in 2023, you obviously need to be good at crunching the numbers. So make sure you work with your mortgage agent or or your bank or lender, whoever it is that's helping you out with your financing. And then of course, when you're ready to buy, you know who you're going to call, right? Or if you have family members who need to downsize out of their properties because they simply can't take care of it anymore, or you're looking to live together in a multi-generational setting, then you definitely want to give us a call, because that's our expertise. That's what we're very, very good at. And we take tremendous pride in being able to help people move and transition smoothly and beautifully. So thanks again for watching, everyone. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it gave you some sense of what's going to happen in 2023. And if you have any questions about the home buying or selling process, or really what's going on in the market, feel free to hit us up, send us an email. We'd be happy to help you out, and we'd be happy to answer your questions. Contact us in the description box below and also at the end of the video. And if you could do me a favor, just hit the subscribe button, give us a like. It would really help the channel out a lot. But if you're ready for passionate, personal, and professional service, then you know who you should be talking to. You know who you should call. And again, if you have any other video ideas, feel free to post them in the comments section below, and maybe I'll make a video dedicated just to you. So we'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.